Hi students, today I am going to start the poetry. From poetry, third poem, Polonius Advice to his son. Intermediate second year. From poetry, third poem is Polonius Advice to his son. Polonius advice to his son. Here, this poem was written by William Shakespeare. All of you know about Shakespeare. Shakespeare was a greatest dramatist in the world, greatest poet in the world, and also greatest writer in the world. Shakespeare, all of you know. Polonius advice to his son. See the poem name. Very important poem. From this poem, one annotation, one paragraph question will come from the examination. Polonius advice to his son. Here, Polonius is giving a piece of advice to his son. This is the poem. Before we are going to discuss the poem, now I will start pre-reading. Parents constantly feel anxious about the welfare of their children. Nowadays, parents are continuously feel anxious about, tension about the welfare of their children. Welfare of their children, always feel about their children, welfare of their children. They believe that being experienced on several fronts, because parents are always believing that they have a lot of experience. They have the ability to guide youngsters. Here parents are always giving guidelines, some instructions to their children, to their youngsters. Recall the first day you attend the college. Please students, you recall, you remind first day you attended college, when you joined in the first year. Please recall, please remind that day what happens. Your parents probably advised you about the need to focus on your studies. When you entered the college in the first year, your parents probably approximately advised you about the need to focus on your studies, always giving advice. Please my dear student, please always focus on your studies, study well, study good. They are always saying like that. Parents are always saying, please study well, please study good. They said on the first day of your college. Counseled you about the kind of friends you should make, and also they advised you, my dear children, my dear son, please make a friends, good friends, please make. But the kind of friends you should make, what kind of friends you have to choose, they told them. And warned you about the temptations you should avoid. And also, parents are giving some warnings. Don't get tension in the college. Don't feel tension in the college. Don't quarrel with your friends, like that. They told you. So let us read the advice given by Polonius to his son. Like that, here in this poem, advice given by Polonius. Here also in this poem, Polonius also advises to his son. as he is about to leave for France. Here Polonius' son is going to higher studies in France. Then Polonius give his son a piece of advices. Those piece of advices, this is the poem. Now about the poet. Now we introduce our poet, Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616, hailed as not of an age but of all times. Shakespeare was called not of an age but of all times. He was called. That is the greatness of Shakespeare. He was a genius. Shakespeare, not of an age but of all times. షేక్స్పియర్ని మనం ఏమంటామంటే ఆ యుగమే కాదు ఇప్పటికి కూడా ఆయనే గొప్పవాడు అని చెప్తాం. బికాస్ దిస్ పోయం వాజ్ రిటన్ నియర్లీ 400 years బ్యాక్. Nearly 400 years back this poem was written. See here, 1564 and 1616 means 17th century it was written. 400 years back this poem was written. చూడండి, సుమారుగా 400 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం రాసిన పద్యం ఈ పద్యం. ఇప్పటికీ మనం చదువుకుంటున్నామంటే యూ అండర్స్టూడ్, ఇప్పటికే మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద గ్రేట్నెస్ ఆఫ్ ద పోయం. Was born to John Shakespeare and Mary Hordent at Stratford upon Avon. Here Shakespeare parents were John Shakespeare, his father, and Mary Hordent, his mother, and Stratford upon Avon, his place. He was born that place. Regarded as the greatest writer in English, Shakespeare was regarded. Here he was a well-known writer, regarded as the greatest writer in English. Shakespeare wrote nearly 38 plays. He wrote nearly 38 plays. Plays means dramas. He wrote nearly 38 dramas. Between 1592 1612. Between 1592 1612 he wrote 38 plays, and also he wrote so many poems, and also he wrote so many sonnets, and also he wrote so many essays, and also he wrote so many short stories. That's why we called him greatest writer, greatest poet in the world. We called him, ఇప్పటికి మనం పిలుస్తున్నాం గొప్ప రచయిత. They include comedies like in his plays, in his dramas. Some comedies are there like The Merchant of Venice, beautiful comedy written by Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice, and Twelfth Night, and Twelfth Night. These are two comedies. Comedies means humorous stories, humorous writings, హాస్యాస్పదం గుల్పేవి. And also he wrote tragedies, not only comedies. He wrote tragedies like Othello and King Lear. Tragedies. What is the meaning of tragedy? Tragedy means ends with unhappiness. The play was ends with unhappiness, with sorrow, end with sorrow. That is called tragedy, Vishada Kathal. See here, different kinds of writings he wrote. He wrote comedies and also he wrote tragedies like Othello and King Lear. And he wrote historical dramas. And also Shakespeare wrote historical dramas like Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, historical dramas. And also Richard II. He wrote historical dramas. Dramas are Julius Caesar and Richard II. So like this, he wrote so many comedies, and also he wrote so many tragedies, and also he wrote historical dramas. Different kind of writer, different kind. He was popularly referred to as the Bard of Avon. So he was called Bard of Avon. Shakespeare was called. That's why he was called as not of an age but of all times. అందుకే అతని మనం ఒక యుగానికి చెందిన వ్యక్తి కాదు, అన్ని యుగాలకు ఇతడే ఉంటాడు అని చెప్తాం. Now here we will see about the poem. Introduce our poem. The present poem is a part of Shakespeare's popular tragedy Hamlet. Here Polonius advised to his son is a part of Shakespeare popular tragedy Hamlet. Here Shakespeare wrote popular tragedy Hamlet. This poem was taken from Hamlet. It is an tragedy. Act 1, Scene 3. Lines 57 to 81 lines. So, Polonius' advice to his son is taken from Shakespeare's popular tragedy Hamlet. In Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3. In those days, here tragedies or dramas are divided into acts and scenes. That's why here he was saying Shakespeare popular tragedy Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3, from lines 57 to 81. So, we will continue this poem next video. Thank you. Hi students. Now we will continue our poem. Polonius' advice to his son. Beautiful poem. Polonius' advice to his son is written by Shakespeare. Here the present poem is a part of Shakespeare's popular tragedy Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3, lines 57 to 81. This poem was taken from Shakespeare's drama Hamlet. In that Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3, from lines 57 to 81. Already told in the previous video. Here, Polonius. Who was the Polonius? Polonius is the chief counselor of King Claudius. Here, in this popular tragedy Hamlet, Polonius is the chief counselor of King Claudius. In Hamlet drama, one king was there. King name was Claudius. The Claudius, Polonius is the chief counselor of King Claudius. ఈ డ్రామాలో కింగ్ క్లాడియస్ అనే రాజు ఉంటాడు. ఆయన కింద చీఫ్ కౌన్సిలర్గా పోలోనియస్ ఉంటాడు. హిజ్ సన్ లేటస్. హియర్ పోలోనియస్ సన్ నేమ్ ఈజ్ లేటస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ టు లీవ్ ఫర్ ఫ్రాన్స్ టు జాయిన్ ఏ యూనివర్సిటీ. Here, Laetus is the son of Polonius. Polonius' son name was Laetus. He was to leave for France for his higher studies. Here, his son Laetus was to leave for France for higher studies. His father gives some piece of advices to his son. When he was going to France, Laetus was going to France. Then his father Polonius gives some pieces of advices, pieces of instructions his son before leaving for France. He gives a list of sayings. Here Polonius gives his advice to his son. Polonius gives some of maxims to his son, some of saying to his son. అంటే సామెతలు అంటారు చూడండి, ఇక్కడ మ్యాగ్జిమ్స్ అన్న, సేయింగ్స్ అన్న, అడ్వైస్ అన్న, మొత్తం సామెతలు, కొన్ని నీతి సూత్రాలు చెప్తుండే ఇక్కడ. హీ వాంట్స్ టు బీ ఏ సిన్సియర్ ఫాదర్ అండ్ హిస్ సన్ టు కీప్ ద అడ్వైస్ ఇన్ హిస్ మైండ్. Here, Polonius always anxious, he feels especially as a sincere father than chief counselor. He wants to be a sincere father and the son to keep the advice in his mind. Here he wants to always his advices keep in his mind. The poem presents him as an anxious father. Here Polonius always anxious, as an anxious father and a pompous character. Here Polonius' character is very pompous character, great character in this drama. Here it is then here Polonius' son leave to France. Then Polonius offers him his blessings. When he was giving his blessings and many pieces of advice, Polonius reveals his desire to be a sincere father who is concerned about the welfare of his son. Here Polonius always want welfare of his son, as usual. Shakespeare at his best is wit and wisdom. Here, when he was giving his advices to his son, Shakespeare is at his best in wit and wisdom. Polonius here, Shakespeare was used wit and wisdom in this poem. Best wit and wisdom. Wit means, what is the meaning of wit here? Means చమత్కారం అంటారు చూడండి. ఈ పద్యంలో చమత్కారంగా మాట్లాడండి పొలోనియస్ ఇక్కడ. షేక్స్పియర్ పొలోనియస్ క్యారెక్టర్ ద్వారా. The poem justifies his own statement. Here at last Shakespeare was told, brevity is the soul of wit. At the end of the sentence he was told, brevity is the soul of wit. Now we will start our poem. First stanza. Open your textbook, page number 125. In this poem we have totally 5 stanzas are there. It was a beautiful poem, very interesting poem. Please understand properly. Whenever I was reading the poem, look at your textbook, page number 125. See here, first stanza begins with, there my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. See thou character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought in his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Here Shakespeare was used in Old English, used Middle English. Some words are changed at present day. See once again first stanza. There my blessing with thee. See here in Old English, in Middle English, thee. Thee. Here in Old English, thee. Now present, this is changed to you. Thee means you. There. Here Polonius giving his blessings to his son. My son, there. There means where? There means where? Where Loitus is going? Loitus is going to France. There means France. ఇక్కడ అక్కడ అంటే ఎక్కడ? ఫ్రాన్స్లో. దేర్ మై బ్లెస్సింగ్ విత్ ది, మై డియర్ సన్, మై బ్లెస్సింగ్ విత్ ది. యూ వెంట్ టు ఫ్రాన్స్ ఫర్ హయ్యర్ స్టడీస్, మై డియర్ సన్. In France also, my blessings are always with you. My blessings are always with you. Who is saying these words? Polonius is saying. To whom? To his son Loitus. Here Polonius giving his piece of advice to his son. There, beginning the first line, there, my blessing with thee. My dear son, in France also, we have my blessings. Always you have my blessing in there also, in France. And these few precepts in their memory. My dear son, keep in your mind, I am giving some piece of advices. And these few precepts in their memory, in they. See here, another word came, they. THY, they means your pronoun. THY, they means your. Thee means you. In Old English, nearly 400 years back, Shakespeare wrote this poem, I told. In the time, thee, he wrote. Now this word is changed to you. Form is changed. Meaning also changed. Meaning does not change. Form is changed. Now here, thee means you. They means you are. And these few precepts in their memory. What is the meaning of precepts? Precepts means rules about how to behave or think principles. Rules. Precepts means good rules. How to behave, how to think, how to act. Refer to these rules. Here, rules about how to think, rules about how to behave. These are called principles. These are called precepts. Precepts. Precepts means Niti Sutralu, moral values. And these few precepts in their memory, they means you are. You always keep your mind. These precepts, I am telling some piece of advices. Keep in your mind always. Keep in your mind. See though character. See though character. You are always maintain good character. Character is very important. Give thy thoughts no tongue. Polonius advises his son to think well before speaking. Here, give their thoughts no tongue means think well before speaking and to think carefully before doing something. Here, beautiful advice given by Polonius to his son. Beautiful advice. Come on, my dear son, please remember, always keep in your mind to think well before speaking. Think well before speaking. You speak anything, think well. To think carefully before doing something. Before doing something, you do anything. Before doing something, think carefully. Before speaking, think properly. This is the first advice given by Shakespeare. Nor any unproportioned thought is act. This is the beautiful advice given by Shakespeare. We will continue this topic next video. Thank you. Hi students. Now we will continue our poem, beautiful poem, Polonius' advice to his son, written by William Shakespeare. First stanza I am explaining from first stanza. See thou character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought in his act. Here, nor any unproportioned thought in his act. That means to think carefully before doing something. To think carefully before doing something. Here that means ఒకటే విషయం అని చెప్పేది. ఏదైనా మాట్లాడే ముందు ఆలోచించి మాట్లాడు, ఏదైనా చేసే ముందు, ఏ పనైనా చేసే ముందు ఆలోచించి చెయ్యి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద బ్యూటిఫుల్ అడ్వైస్ గివెన్ బై Polonius to his son. Be thou familiar, by no means vulgar. What is the meaning of vulgar? Not having or showing good taste. Vulgar means rude. Be thou familiar. That means he asks him to be friendly with others. My dear son, make friends. You are always make friends. He asks him to be friendly with others, but warns him not to cross the limits of his decorum. Here, my dear son, don't cross your limits. Here, don't cross your limits. He asks him to be friendly with others, but warns him not to cross the limits of your decorum. Be thou familiar. Give respect to your friends. Make friends, but by no means vulgar. Here, you should not cross your limits. This is the beautiful advice. Here, the lines show the anxiety of father to wish his son. Here, from these lines, you always observe anxiety of father, anxiousness of father. As a sincere father, he was always giving advices to his son. See, second stanza. Those friends thou lost and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull their palm with entertainment of each new hatched, unfledged comrade, before of entrance to a quarrel, but being in. Here, second stanza, see here. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried. See here, just before the one line came, give their thoughts no tongue. Give their thoughts no tongue means, what type of sentence is this? This is imperative sentence. This is imperative sentence. Imperative sentence means always giving advices, suggestions and warnings it has. So here Shakespeare gives advices through imperative sentences. Here in this poem, Shakespeare used imperative sentences also. Now see second stanza. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. Here he encourages lighters to strike friendship with others. Here Polonius encourages his son Lytus to strike friendship with others, made friendship with others, doing friendship with others, but cautions him to distinguish between a true friend and a false friend. My dear son, doing friendship, remember one thing. My dear son, remember one thing. Here, when you are doing friendship, to distinguish, to identify between a true friend and a false friend. Who is good friend, who is bad friend. Please identify that value of friendship. Who is good and who is bad. ఇక్కడ ఏమంటుందంటే, ఫస్ట్ డే కాలేజీలో జాయిన్ అయినప్పుడు పిల్లలకు తెలియదు ఎవరితోనూ స్నేహం చేయాలి. కాబట్టి తండ్రి సలహా ఇస్తుంది, ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ చెయ్యి, కానీ స్నేహితులు మరి మంచి స్నేహితుడు ఎవరో చెడు స్నేహితుడు ఎవరో నీకు తెలియదు కదా, దాని తేడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకో ఉంటుంది. See here, with this poem, from this poem, you identify one thing, you remember one thing. He wrote nearly 400 years back. The poem was written nearly 400 years back. But Nowadays, it is applicable to our students. It is applicable to our students nowadays. ఇది మీరు కొంచెం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే 400 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఈ పద్యం రాసినా కూడా ఇప్పుడు మనం మన పిల్లలకు దీన్ని అనువదించుకోవచ్చు. ఒక తండ్రి కొడుకు ఎట్లా సలహా ఇస్తాడో ఈ పోయం ద్వారా, ఎట్లయితే పొలోనియస్ తన కొడుకు ఇస్తుండో అట్లనే మనం కూడా మన పిల్లలకు చెప్పినట్టే ఉంటుంది. ఈ పద్యం సలహాలు ఇచ్చినట్టే ఉంటుంది. సో ద లైన్ షోస్ ద యాంగ్జైటీ ఆఫ్ ఎ ఫాదర్ టువర్డ్స్ హిస్ సన్. The whole advice is applicable to any young man. The whole advice is, all advice are applicable for any young man. The words in the poem are applicable all of the students. All students. The advice are applicable for all students nowadays. ఇప్పుడు ఈ పద్యం చూస్తే ఇప్పుడున్న విద్యార్థులకు కూడా ఇది అనువదించుకున్నట్టే ఉంటుంది. See here, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment. Make friends. He asks him to be friendly with others, but wants him not to cross the limits of your decorum. He encourages loiterers to strike friendship, make friendship with others, but cautions him to distinguish between who is good friend and who is bad friend. Next, beware of, here see, of each new hatched unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel but being in. See here, one conjunction is used, but. Through this poem, you find one conjunction is used, but. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in. See here, rare combination. Here, Shakespeare, that's why we called him a genius. But being in. Of each new hatched unfledged comrade, comrade means friend, beware of entrance to a quarrel but being in. Here, see here, but is conjunction. But is what? Conjunction. Being is what? Verb. Here means be form. Being is be form. In is preposition. In poetry, see here, in poetry, but being in, these three words are came one place at one place. But being in, examine the following line. Observe the following line. But being in means a cryptic phrase. But being in, this is called cryptic phrase. This is called what? Cryptic phrase. But being in. And also, this gives complete sense in the poem. This gives complete sense in the poem. Here Shakespeare is used cryptic phrase means one conjunction, one be form, one preposition is used beside, side by side. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఒక పోయంలో ఒక కంజంక్షను, ఒక బీ ఫాము, ఒక ప్రిపోజిషను పక్క పక్కన రాయడం అనేది దిస్ ఈజ్ వెరీ రేర్ కాంబినేషన్. This is very rare combination. This is possible only Shakespeare. So that is the greatness of Shakespeare. So here it shows the poet's style of using the language. Here this cryptic phrase is used. This shows the poet's the style of using language. The poet style of using language. This is the greatness of Shakespeare. That's why we called him greatest poet in the world. So, of entrance to a quarrel, but being in here, he exhorts his son to avoid fights. My dear son, to avoid fights. గొడవలు పెట్టుకో. However, if a conflict is inevitable, ఒకవేళ నువ్వు తప్పనిసరి గొడవకు పోతే, దెన్ వన్ షుడ్ పుట్ ఇన్ టు ఫియర్ ద అపోనెంట్. ప్రత్యర్థిని భయపెట్టు. ఒక్కసారి గొడవ పడ్డామంటే నీ జోలికి రావాలంటే వాడు భయపడాలి, మళ్ళీ దగ్గరకు రావు, అట్లా భయపెట్టు. హవెవర్ ఇఫ్ ఏ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ఎవిటబుల్, దెన్ వన్ షుడ్ పుట్ ఇన్ టు ద ఫియర్ అపోనెంట్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద సెకండ్ స్టాంజ్ ఆఫ్ ద పోయం. నౌ విల్ కంటిన్యూ దిస్ పోయం నెక్స్ట్ వీడియో. థ్యాంక్ యూ. హాయ్ స్టూడెంట్స్, నౌ విల్ కంటిన్యూ అవర్ పోయం Polonius advice to his son, written by William Shakespeare. Polonius speaks to his son Laertes. Laertes is about to leave the country for higher studies. The youngest father, Polonius, reels out a long list of do's and don'ts which he thinks would be helpful to his son in his practical life. Now see page number 125 in textbook, page number 125. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, be odd that opposed may beware of thee. Here Polonius advises his son to avoid fights. Don't quarrel with your friends. However, if a conflict is inevitable, then one should put fear into the opponent. This is the advice given by Polonius to his son. See another stanza. Give every man their ear, but few their voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve their judgment. Here, give every man their ear, but few their voice. See, this is the beautiful sentence written by William Shakespeare, gives lofty meaning. This sentence is giving, give every man their ear, but few their voice. He also wants to his son to hear patiently what others said. He also wants his son to hear patiently, listen everybody, what others say, but not necessarily follow the advice, but reserve the advice, not necessarily follow the advice. Costly they habit as they pass can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy. Take each man's censure, but reserve the judgment. Costly they habit as they purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy. See the meaning here? Gaudy means brightly colored in a way that lacks taste. Colorful dress, that is called. Censure means criticism. Censure means criticism. Here, Polonius tells his son to wear costly garments, but not bright. He tells him not to look showy, though may look rich. Here, he tells his son, Lytus, not to look showy, though he may look rich. Let not others judge by our dress. Let them not estimate behavior comparing our dress. That is why Polonius tells him, son, not to be fooled by the dress his friends wear. Here, Polonius is giving pieces of advice, especially about dress. Polonius tells his son not to be fooled by the dress his friends wear. So, you prefer simple dress, Polonius said to his son. Next line. For the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of the best rank and station are of a most select and generous chief in that. Here, for the apparel oft proclaim the man. Here, especially, he tells about a dress, to wear costly garments but not bright. Especially in France, France is a fashionable place. France is a fashionable place. For the apparel of proclaims the man. That means his son may buy expensive clothes, but clothes should not look gaudy. And they in France of the best rank and station, men of honor dress well there. So men of honor dress well there, are of a most select and generous chief in that. Here, this stanza is describing about dress. Another stanza, neither a borrower nor a lender be. Here, neither a borrower nor a lender be. See the sentence. For loans oft loses both itself and friend. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. This is a very important annotation from this poem. See here, observe this line. Neither a borrower nor a lender be means the word be. See here, the word be is used at the end of the sentence. Here, this is be is be form. This is used at the end of the sentence. Especially, this word should be placed after the subject. Be is used generally after the subject in a sentence. Be is used generally after the subject in a sentence. But see, in the sentence, be is used end of a sentence. That is the greatness of Shakespeare. That means here, the poet emphasizes the idea conveyed. Here, be is used at the center of the sentence, at the end of the sentence means the poet emphasizes the idea conveyed. Here, the poet says again and again one idea. Here, neither a borrower nor a lender be means Polonius advises to his son, neither a borrower nor a lender be means this sentence may not be applicable in the present day context. ఇక్కడ ఏమంటుందంటే నైదర్ ఏ బారోవర్ నార్ ఏ లెండర్ బి అంటే అప్పు తెచ్చుకోవద్దు, అప్పు ఇవ్వద్దు అంటుండు. దిస్ ఈజ్ మే నాట్ బి అప్లికబుల్ ఇన్ ద ప్రజెంట్ డే కాంటెక్స్ట్. ఈ రోజులలో ఇది సాధ్యమయ్యే సెంటెన్సేనా? కాదు, సాధ్యం కాదు. బికాజ్ మ్యాన్ ఈజ్ నాట్ అన్ ఐలాండ్. మ్యాన్ ఎక్కడనో లేడు, మనుషులు ఎక్కడనో ఉండలేరు. హీ లివ్స్ ఇన్ ఏ సొసైటీ. లెండింగ్ అండ్ బారోయింగ్ ఈజ్ కామన్. nowadays lending borrowing is common nowadays. So in the present day we have to be borrowers and lenders. In the present day we have to be borrowers and lenders. మనం సొసైటీలో బతున్నాం కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు మనం అప్పు తెచ్చుకుంటున్నాము, అప్పు ఇస్తున్నాం. సో మ్యూచువల్ హెల్ప్ ఈజ్ ద స్లోగన్ ఆఫ్ ద టుడే. Mutual help is the slogan of today. So this sentence may not be applicable in the present context. Next, see another sentence. Forlorn oft loses both itself and friend. Here we lose our money and our friendship. If we give loan, we lose our money and also lose our friendship. And borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. Husbandry means careful use of money, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all to thine own self be true. Here he asked his son to listen to him. Please, my dear son, Loitus, listen to me. At the same time, he advises his son to be true to be himself. Here, to be true to himself. To thine own self be true means his son to be true to himself. అక్కడ ఫ్రాన్స్లో నువ్వు నిజాయితీగా ఉండు అని చెప్తుండు. This sentence gives full of wisdom to be sincere in France. And it must follow as the night the day. And it must follow night the day. See here, another sentence came. The night and the day. And it must follow as the night and the day means, here the missing the word is follow. Here the night, the day. What is missed here? Follow is missed. So instead of the night follows the day, instead of the night follows the day, he used the night and the day. Especially it have been the night follows the day. Actually this is used, but he used only the night, the day. So here this shows the skill of a creative genius should be appreciated. This sentence shows us the skill of a creative genius. Especially Shakespeare has a skill. He was a creative genius. This sentence shows. Next, though canst not then be false to any man, farewell my blessing season this in thee. Farewell my blessing season this in thee. Thus the poem shows Polonius more as an conscious father, as a pompous character than a practical counselor. Here thus the poem shows that here Polonius was more an anxious father and as a pompous character than as a practical counselor. So by my dear son, by at last he told. So this is the end of the poem. We will continue this poem next video. Thank you. Hi students. Now I am going to explain about the poem Polonius Advice to His Son. Open your textbook, See page number 134. The present poem is a part of Shakespeare's popular tragedy Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3, lines 57 to 81. Here, the poem is taken from Shakespeare's popular tragedy Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3, lines 57 to 81. Polonius is the chief counselor of King Claudius. Here, Polonius is the chief advisor of King Claudius. His son Lytus is about to leave for France to join a university. Here, his son Lytus to leave for France to join a university for higher studies. It is then that Polonius offers him his blessings when his son is going to France. Here Polonius offers him his blessings, and many pieces of advice. Blessings and many pieces of advices Polonius is giving. Polonius reveals his desire to be a sincere father. Through this poem, Polonius reveals his desire to be a sincere father. He wants to become a sincere father who is concerned about the welfare of his son. He always wants to welfare of his son. Shakespeare is at his best in wit and wisdom. Through this poem, here Shakespeare explaining best in wit and wisdom. The poem justifies his own statement. Through this poem, he gives a beautiful statement. Brevity is the soul of wit. Here, through this poem, he tells one thing. Brevity is the soul of wit. Polonius advises his son to think well before speaking and to think carefully before doing something. Polonius advises his son to think well before speaking. Polonius advises his son. And to think carefully before doing something. He asks him to be friendly with others. Here, Polonius asks his son to be friendly with others, make friends, but warns him not to be cross the limits of decorum. He encourages Lytus to strike friendship with others. And also, here Polonius encourages Lytus, his son, to strike made friendship with others, but cautions him to distinguish between a true friend and a false friend. But at the same time, he wants him to distinguish, means difference, identify the difference between a true friend and a false friend. He exhorts his son to avoid fights, and also he believes his son, he says his son, he gives his son to avoid fights. He tells his son to avoid fights. However, if a conflict is inevitable, then one should put fear into the opponent. He also wants his son to hear patiently. Listen carefully, and what others say. If anybody says anything, listen carefully, but not necessarily follow the advice. Don't follow those advices. His son may buy expensive clothes. He tells his son, you buy expensive clothes, but clothes should not look gaudy. But the clothes are not bright. His most famous piece of advice is not to lend or borrow money. Here, very valuable advice is not to lend or borrow money from others. Lending leads to loss of money and misunderstanding among friends. Here, lending leads to a loss of money and misunderstanding among friends. Finally, Polonius tells his son to be true to himself. He tells his son true to himself. Here, and also the present poem is a long list of maxims. Polonius offers him to his son Loitus. He says these principles will build his son's character well. Here Polonius says these principles, these precepts will build his son's character. But in fact, they reveal the personality of Polonius. Through this poem, this reveals the character of Polonius. What is the character of Polonius? What is the personality of Polonius? He is eager to establish himself as a sincere father. Through this poem, he is eager to establish himself as a sincere father. Here, he does not consider whether a university-going son really needs such elaborate advice. Here, he does not consider whether a university-going son really needs such elaborate advice. ఇక్కడ పొలోనియస్కి ఒక విషయం అర్థం కాలేదు. ఒక యూనివర్సిటీకి పోయే కొడుకుకి ఇవన్నీ చెప్పడం అవసరమా? ఇంత డీటెయిల్గా చెప్పడం అవసరమా? At times it seems self-contradictory. At the same time, it seems self-contradictory. ఇది స్వయం విరుద్ధంగా పనిచేసింది. యాక్చువల్గా అవసరం లేదు, కానీ క్లియర్ డీటెయిల్గా చెప్పాడు. He asks his son to listen to him. At the same time, he advises son to be true to himself. Thus the poem shows Polonius more as an anxious father and as a pompous character than as a practical counselor. So, this is the summary of the poem. Thank you.